All right, shalom, shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to start off this lesson by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Baruch HaKadosh.
Kodash.
All right, and double honor to the apostles, bishops,
Kodash.
to the hopeful elect. All right, starting with the 124,000. That's also pushing its word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the. All right, so this is GMS Toronto. Once again, coming at you with another live lesson. And this will be another edition of Doomsday Prophecies, where we link world events to Bible prophecy, all right, to increase the faith of the hopeful elect, all right, to keep the hopeful elect spiritually.
Oh, you cut out. You cut out there. Yeah, so he cut out again. But it's all good. You're going to come back. You know, this is a powerful lesson that we're going to go in today. And definitely there's a spirit that the Lord is going to put on the wicked. Distinctively, you could see it. And it is definitely a wicked spirit. It's a spirit of complacency. There's no doubt about that. Okay. And it's the Lord that's going to put that spirit, right, to show the distinction of the righteous and the wicked, right? And I'm talking about that wicked spirit that the Lord's going to put. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to, until the brother comes back on, I'm going to recite and bring out from the NLT today the book of Zephaniah. Okay, good. He's coming back. Yeah, Zephaniah. Chapter 1 and verse 12. I'm going to read that from the NLT. Okay. So, yeah, no one understand that this spirit is prevalent right now, and it's going to go right into this topic of the day of the Lord. Okay. And the point is, seek him now. Okay. And pray and beg him not to put this spirit on you. You know, not to put this spirit on us, man, or to take away the Rakah Kodash. Very, very important. So definitely, with no further ado, I'm going to go to it in the meantime until the brother comes back. I'm going to read it. So this is from the book of Zephaniah, right? So history was prophecy when it happened. And this verse here is prophetic into our time that I'm going to go into, right? Because hey, your gold and silver is not going to get you out of this. Right, because when the Lord seals, when He seals the righteous, okay, they're sealed for eternity. Right, they've been sealed actually from eternity. Right, just like the wicked is sealed. Okay, so none of the wicked is going to understand. Yeah, no, you're back on. Good. Yeah, I was just sharing with the folks Zephaniah 1 and 12, the spirit in which the people. The wicked is going to be in, leading up to the day of the Lord and leading up to now. Right. Okay. So since I'm there, right, just the last few minutes, I'm going to go to the book of Zephaniah, 1 verse 12. I'm going to go straight to the point. Right, because there's lots of stuff that's going to come out. So no one understand. This is it's a prophetic verse, and the events that took place when you read up. All right, it tells you what happened to the men of Maktesh, and also those who are in Jerusalem. Right, so-called Lord's people. Right, so this is what the Lord is doing. So I'm going to read from the NLT real quick. right? Because it's a
right?
spirit that
Because
the
it's a spirit
Lord
that the Lord
has put on the wicked,
and
we don't want the
we
spirit, as
don't
I was
want the
saying
spirit, as I was saying
Go ahead and read it.
through the book.
through the book.
Zephaniah 1 and 12
Zephaniah 1 and
NLT.
12 NLT.
I will search
I
with
will search
lanterns
with lanterns
in Jerusalem, darkest corners, to punish
to
those
punish those
who sit in
who sit in
complacency
complacency
in their
in
sins.
their sins.
They think that Jehovah
That
Shem
Jehovah
Shai
Shai
will do
will
nothing
do
to them,
nothing to them,
either good or evil,
either
good or
good or
bad.
good or bad.
So this is a
That's
scary
right.
This is
thing.
a scary thing.
Go ahead, brother.
No, just agree. You got it. Just agree.
Yeah, simply put,
Yeah,
man. I
simply
just want to
put, man. I
say,
just want to say,
if you're in a good or
if you're in a
if
good
you're
or if
not
you're
thinking doing good or
not
bad,
thinking doing
this
good
is
or
not
bad,
good.
this is not good.
The Lord put a spirit
The
on
Lord
you,
put a
and this
spirit
is in
on
the
you, and
time
this
of
is in the
destruction.
time of destruction.
So that means there's no
So that
coming
means
back,
there's no coming back,
and He's coming to
and He's
destroy
coming to destroy
and deliver,
and deliver,
right? But here to
right?
destroy,
But here to destroy,
right? That
Yeah.
that wicked spirit
that
that He
wicked
has
spirit
put.
that He has
Go
put.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Going to. I'm echoing slightly.
I'm
This-
echoing slightly.
All right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nothing new. But let me read this again. Isaiah 1 and 12. I will search
Zephaniah.
with lanterns in Jerusalem's darkest corners, right? So pertaining to Israel,
Mhm.
right? And the complacency of Israel comes from the lack of faith in the Most High.
That's right.
If you have faith in the Most High, you're going to fear the Most High. You can't fear something you don't believe in. So therefore, because 2/3 of Israel don't have the gift of faith from Yahweh Shemel Shai, they're complacent, all right? They're stagnant in the spirit, which means they're not growing. In other words, they're dead. They're spiritually dead. And this is why you see an explosion, or rather, they're being exposed by the Holy Spirit, all right? These wicked prophets that, even those two knuckleheads, all right,
Mhm.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum at Genesis, that are now saying that the Gentiles can make it, right? Well, these are Israelites that are complacent. Why? Because they weren't given the gift of faith to fear Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, so the Lord is going to search them. The Lord is searching Israel right now, even
Mhm.
among GMS. Okay,
Mhm.
but going back to the topic of the lesson, all right, shameful spewing. That's what we're going to deal with first.
Mhm.
And there's a shameful spewing. Not as we're reading, there's a shameful spewing on Israel, right? 2/3 of Israel, but there's a shameful spewing on America, aka Babylon the Great. Okay, if you haven't been living under a rock as of recent, um, some Nero 47, all right, has
Mhm.
been, like Apostle Dahar said, has been a very naughty boy. Okay, which, listen, all this information that's coming out. Oh, let me share my screen. All this information, all right, that's coming out on these devils and what they do behind closed doors. We already knew this, all right, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone and the elder bishops on down. All right, we've been prophesying, all right, about the wickedness of these people,
Mhm.
okay,
Mhm.
especially in America, as that's the prophetic place for judgment, divine judgment from Yahweh Shemel Shai.
That's right.
Okay, and now before the Lord destroys America, aka Babylon the Great, He's going to expose the hell out of it and the rulers of it and the people in it. Okay, Israelites, and Edomites alike. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to get this clip going concerning what was going on with Trump, Nero 47, and the emails of the Epstein emails. Okay, this is a bad look, man. this
Right.
is this is not just a nobody in America, but this is the so-called chief commandant officer, okay, of the United States, which we know he's just a puppet, all right. DJ Trump Nero 47, aka Nero 47.
Mhm.
He gets his orders from the top wicked elite, okay. and they use their stooges however they will.
That's
If they
right.
need to
That's right.
expose some of the underlings under them working for them to forward their agenda, they won't even blink before they do that. That's how these devils get down. Nevertheless, it's all prophecy because I know, some people are saying, well, this is fake, it's a distraction, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it is a distraction. But just because it's a distraction doesn't mean it's not prophecy.
That's right. That's
Okay?
right.
It's still prophecy.
Yeah, they're in that.
Let me read this.
Beautiful point,
Beautiful
brother.
point,
I'm glad you emphasize that because they're saying it's fake. They're saying that these are the same complacent people in the world, man. You have no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Your spirit is off. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, because ultimately, with deep fake, AI,
Yes.
and the controlling of in the internet, and which Esau doesn't have full control of the internet. The internet's the wild, wild west right now. This is why Jay Rockefeller said that the internet should never have been invented. But with all the commotion and confusion circling the world, the one thing that's going to basically keep you steady and stable is the spirit of prophecy.
That's right.
All right,
Isaiah
the spirit of prophecy.
33 and 6.
Exactly. Right. At the end of the day, you need to have the spirit of prophecy, which will include you prophesying and understanding prophecy. Because if you don't have the spirit of prophecy, you cannot understand where we are, all right, in the Lord's movie.
That's right.
Okay. So yeah, this might be this Epstein thing definitely is a distraction, but it is still prophecy, nevertheless.
That's right.
But I'm going to read this precept from the brother here, Shema, Pillars of Benjamin. Subscribe and be edified to the brother. Shalom, Aki, Al-Bashim, El-Shabrakatah. And as well as shalom to sincere brothers and sisters that are following, listening, and learning. So this is Nahum 3 and 5. Behold, in the King James, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts, exactly, okay, upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And that's what's happening. That's what's been happening. Okay, that's been happening. And more and more is going to be uncovered. The more the Lord is going to discover and uncover more of Babylon the Great's nakedness, which nakedness goes into shame. Okay, I don't know why I keep doing that. Oh, okay, goes into the shame. Okay, so let's get this clip. It's a good precept. Let's get this clip, and then we'll get into the uproar of the people, because the shameful spewing upon Babylon, all right, the great, will also lead to uproars of the people, and people not regarding their kings, all right, nor their princes, which is their modern day presidents, governors, and politicians. Okay.
So let me first start with what's.
Oh, let me say fair use, fair use, fair use. Okay. None of the channels on this panel are using this video to make any money. All right. We're not receiving any monetization funds from this video. We're only sharing this video for educational purposes only. All right. So fair use, fair use, fair use. So this is from the Rational National. Okay. The Rational National. Who's Bubba? Question mark. Stunning Epstein email suggests Trump performed it on Bubba, and basically fellatio. All right. Let's go ahead and
actually
play
more to
this.
this than people might think. So let me first start with what's gone on at this point.
Hey, can you hear this?
Yes, I can hear it. I can hear it. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
That is the fact that 20,000 pages of documents from the Epstein files have been released. Emails including a message which Epstein asserts Donald Trump, quote, knew about the girls, which CNN appears to think is a reference to Trump's claim that he kicked Epstein out of his Mar-a-Lago club for poaching young women who worked there, or it could just mean that Trump knew what Epstein was doing. Trump, or I should say, Epstein also wrote, quote, I know how dirty Donald is. Also, in another messages from 2011, Epstein told his accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, that Trump is the, quote, dog that hasn't barked because he'd spent time with someone whose name is redacted as victim. So CNN reviewed thousands of pages where they say Epstein repeatedly invoked Trump, sometimes to offer analysis of his behavior, sometimes to gossip, and sometimes simply to position himself as someone with rare insight into the man who had become president. that gets to this. Internet erupts over Mark Epstein email on Trump, Putin, and Bubba. So Mark Epstein is Jeffrey Epstein's brother. Here is the email. That is quite something. So, of course, the email chain, I'll read in a reverse order here. But Mark writes, how are you doing? A while back, you mentioned that you were pre-diabetic. Has anything changed with that? What is your boy Donald up to now? Epstein responds, saying, all good. Bannon with me. His brother Mark responds, ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba. Let me stop there. What photos? Who's Bubba?
Oh,
And
Oh,
Trump blew him?
Yep.
Now, where do I go from here? Some may think, okay, he's joking about something, just making a joke. But he's writing this as if there are actual photos, the photos. Like, the part that maybe, if there's a joke here, maybe the joke is, oh, does Putin have those photos? But the photos appear to exist in this. It's not like there's something to this comment. There's something behind this. Joke or not, there is something to this. What are these photos? Who is Bubba? Why did Trump blow him? And the response from Jeffrey Epstein says, and I thought I had, this is apparently a Yiddish word for issues. So I thought I had issues.
This is bad, man. This is bad
Yeah,
because this is, like I said, this is not a nobody. This is the president, all right, of the United States. And he has these kind of emails coming out on him about blowing Bubba, okay? But hey, man, this is the beginning. This is just the beginning, and of the exposure of Babylon the Great, because the Most High is going to make sure, like the scriptures say. Let me read it again. The brother brought it out.
That's right.
Nahum.
That's right. So skirts. So skirts.
Yeah.
That's-
Nahum. Let's go.
3 and 5,
Nahum
3 and 5, 3 and 5.
Yeah, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So Nahum, and I'm gonna get this in NLT.
Mm-hmm.
Nahum, and I'll
Mhm.
start at okay, so let me start at 4. The points in 5. So Nahum chapter 3, verses 4. NLT, it says, all this because Nineveh, which Nineveh, present day Nineveh today is America, okay? So spiritually is America. All this, or prophetically, okay? All this because Nineveh, the beautiful and faithful city, mistress of deadly charms, enticed the nations with her beauty. She taught them all her magic, enchanting people everywhere, right? And in Jeremiah 51, it says that the whole nation, Babylon the Great, aka America, has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, all right? And all the nations have drunken of her wine, and they are mad, all right? They're going crazy, but also they're sobering up and realizing the filth, this filthy whore for what she really is, a filthy whore, okay? Aka America. So verse 5, it says, I am your enemy, right? Says the Lord Yahweh of heaven's armies. And now I will lift your skirts, okay? And show all the earth your nakedness and shame. You see?
Mm-hmm.
And this is why the Lord put the spirit on these devils to create the internet, okay? And social media and cell phones. Why? Because this devil is going to be exposed on all platforms to the whole world. As you see here, I read it again. I am your enemy, says the Lord Yahweh of heaven's armies. And now I will lift your skirts and show all the earth your nakedness and shame. Okay? I will cover you with filth, you see, and show the world how vile you really are.
Straight.
You see?
Wow. Straight.
That's what's happening. That's because this is a vile thing. A very vile thing. Okay. And it gets deeper. Like the man said that 20 20,000 pages had been released. So we'll see how much these elites allow to be revealed, because ultimately it's up to the Most High.
That's
Put the
right.
spirit on these elites, these devils, to expose, all right, themselves through their stooges. Okay. So it says, all who see you will shrink back and say, Nineveh lies in ruins. And right now, man, even the average person can look at America today. All right. And I mean the average person that's not in America, because everybody that's in America is delusional. outside of the hopeful elect. Even your doomsday preppers, okay, even though they got an inkling of America's downfall and it, in great times of trouble coming ahead for it, they're still delusional because they think they can prep for for divine judgment. You can't
Yeah.
prep,
Yeah.
okay? You can't.
There's
Your
no
earthly
bomb. There's no
preppings,
bomb.
exactly. Your carnal preppings, all right, or the carnality of your prepping is not gonna stop the divine judgment of the Most High from reaching you in America. Okay, so again, Nahum 3:7, all who see you will shrink back and say, Nineveh lies in ruins. All right, so they know America's done. Where are the mourners? Does anyone regret your destruction? And the answer is no. If anything, everybody and the nations, starting with the hopeful elect, really, they're looking forward. We're looking forward to the destruction and the downfall of Babylon the Great, aka America.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's it on that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah.
Mark by saying you and Troy Donnie can make a remake.
Sluck,
No,
you
no,
with
no,
this one?
no.
Okay.
I was just gonna say with what you just said. We're looking forward to the sudden destruction. When you read down in Zephaniah, it says that. But we'll get into it, brother. Take your time. Get into the list.
Calm.
Sudden.
Of the movie Get Hard. I don't know what else to say to that. You mean Donnie T? I'd rather be in Donnie D's shoes.
Wow.
Okay. Who is Bubba? So the speculation initially was the fact that Bubba is a nickname for Bill Clinton. But Newsweek spoke to Mark Epstein, who told him that the individual was not Clinton, but he did not provide any additional details about the identity of Bubba or the meaning of the emails, which has me thinking there's more to this. This is not a simple joke, a meaningless joke about whatever, about nothing. No, there's clearly something else here. Bubba is clearly someone. If it's not Clinton, who is it? And why won't you give any more details about what those emails meant? But what photos you're referring to?
Because they're also using it, all right, as a distraction, which is true, right? They could have released these files whenever they wanted. Why now? It's because this is distraction as well, but it's still prophecy. Because at the end of the day, the main prophecy that we're looking forward to, all right, if you're in the Holy Spirit, you should be looking towards two main prophecies, all right, the MOTB, all right, and the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is synonymous with the deliverance of the hopeful elect, all right, because both are going to happen simultaneously.
That's right.
I gotta say, out of anything with Trump, this is maybe the most stunning because I did not take him for somebody who'd be blowing a guy named Bubba. But here we are. So people had fun with the idea that maybe it was Clinton. Robert writing here, what masks do we think they wore to the Eyes Wide Shut party with this interesting photo of Trump and Clinton?
So you get the point. I mean, it's a whole thing. You get the point. Shameful spewing. Now, with this being said, I got to get this precept. Here's a good precept from the brother, Pillars of Benjamin. This is Hebrews 12:16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. And that's what these devils are all about. They're all about profanity in speech and in deed. And 2/3 of our people follow suit with the devil. This is why Yahushua said in John 8:44, ye are of your father the devil. He was talking to Israelites. Ye will do and ye will follow after the manners of his works, roughly paraphrasing, right?
Yeah.
So, matter of fact, I did butcher that a bit. So let me get that. So John 8:44. And I'll get it in NLT, see how it sounds. All right, so John 8:44, it says, for you are, right? He's talking to Israelites, Yahushua. For you are the children of your father, the devil, and you love to do the evil things he does. He was a murderer from the beginning. He has always hated the truth because there is no truth in him. When he lies, it is consistent with his character. For he is a liar and the father of lies. All right. So this is 2/3 of our people who follow Esau, Edom. But I want to get this next precept from the brother concerning the officials. All right. This is a good precept. Sirach 10:2. As the judge of the people, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are they that dwell therein. You see?
Hmm.
So you want to know why Babylon the Great, okay, aka America, is known as a filthy whore? Because of all the filth and profanity that the rulers of Babylon the Great do. It trickles down to the average everyday person in Babylon the Great. That's why you see sodomy, you see transformers, you see pedos, all kinds of debauchery and filthiness resides in America.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was
I gotta
prophesied.
say that again.
Beautiful.
Con,
Beautiful. Yep.
Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus 10:2.
Mm-hmm.
As a judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, right? And really, that's all Trump is an officer of the top wicked elite.
Yeah.
Okay. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are they that dwell therein. All right. So when I mentioned now, with this being said, reason why I mentioned that this will lead to sedition is because what's being exposed is the leaders of America,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they're all going to be exposed, from the president to the vice to the to the politicians, the minister of the defense, all of them. They're all going to be exposed, and what that's going to do is going to cause people to not give a shit about their rulers and what they say and what they tell them to do or not to do. That feeds into that. On top of that, knowing what kind of character they are, all right, you have the oppression of these rulers over the people, right? Wages aren't going up, but everything's getting more expensive. All right. It's hard to people are going, look, we'll get this later, but look at this. Look at the heading of this. It says nearly half of all US states are sliding into recession. You see? Why? Because of the oppression of their rulers. So how do you think people are going to take how do you think people are going to take in the information of their leaders, all right, getting into sodomy and doing all kind of debauchery while they're being oppressed by the same leaders?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to cause them to not.
Gonna,
Go ahead.
they're not going to take it. They're not going to take it sitting down.
Exactly.
Go ahead, brother.
Exactly.
Go ahead, brother.
So I'll play this clip. This is from Dabu 7. All right. So fair use, fair use, fair use. As it says, and this is happening in Mexico, but all these uproars of the people that are happening in all these different areas of the world that's outside of America is because the Most High is saving the best for last.
That's
and the
right.
best for last is America, okay, aka Babylon the Great. So these are just a foreshadowing. What we see happening, it happened in Nepal, it's happening in Mexico, it happened in the UK, Europe. All these things are insight and foreshadowing what's coming over to America. Okay.
I got a quick precept. Just wanted to share this real quick because this is Genesis. This is Genesis 6. Right, I'm going to read one verse. Actually, two verses. 11 and 12. Right, Genesis. Right, I'm going to read KJV. Right, because whether it's fake or not, dummies out there, you're going to be remain as dummies. So it says. Right, and this is the law that the Lord has put out. Right, in regards to wickedness. Second.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it says. Okay, when you go back and look at the history, right down into our time. Genesis 6 and 11. The earth was corrupt before our power. Yehovah Shem Yoshai, and the earth was filled with violence. And here's the point. Verse 12.
Mm.
And a power looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt. For all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. So that's the spirit. And you people can't change it. You can change it. Say that it's fake, do this, that, and that. You continue to be in your wickedness. The Lord had put a spell on you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, right down into our time.
And that which is there is now, right?
That's
So
right.
just like back then, before the flood,
Yep.
what was going on before the flood? Before the Lord decided to flood the whole earth? Well, as you read in Genesis 6:11, corruption, and it was filled with the violence.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the world today, are we not in a place that's fully corrupted, okay, and filled with violence? Of course. And if you don't think so, I don't even know what to say about you. I don't know what you are. I don't have enough neurons, all right, to address you, because
That's right. Wow.
that's blasphemy. All right. Bottom line, that's blasphemy. But verse 12, it tells you what? And Yahweh looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, and all flesh had corrupt his way upon the earth. That's where we are today. And this is why this time the Lord's going to bring fire. Okay. And it won't be the whole earth this time. It will be chief places like America, the land of Israel.
That's right.
Okay. America won't be built back up, but the land of Israel will be, right, by the slaves of the Israelites. Other various parts of the earth will be touched. Parts of Russia will be touched because they're going to be engaged in a war with America, and parts of China. Okay, which are prophetic anyways. So let's okay, so let's play this clip here. You can't hear anything, eh?
No, not yet. Oh. Furores of the people.
Okay, well, the volume will come, but this is a chaos. As you can see, it's crazy out there.
Protest in Mexico, spiraling out of control. As you can see here, the police saying that this has turned into a riot, and they're saying that thousands of Gen Z demonstrators have stormed the National Palace, where the president stays. These are labeled anti-corruption protests. So literally thousands of people, mobs of people, frustrated with what's happening through and through with the country. They know that the cartel has a major grip on a large portion, but the corruption on the other side is what got to this. They don't trust any of the factions, and they're in the streets fighting the police head on. So there's no one that supports them from their viewpoint. And they stormed the presidential palace where the president stays. And we've talked about this, the control set up by the Mossad all around the globe, especially in Mexico. But now the Mexican people, the younger group here, Gen Z, rising to the occasion, doing this, and they see what's about to happen in their country, what's happening and about to happen. Trump has labeled the cartels terrorist groups. They are about to start striking them in a military campaign. This is going to go all the way down to Venezuela and back. One huge region of Central America that's going to become a war zone here at any moment. And when this happens, when strikes start hitting cartel leadership in other areas inside of Mexico, you can bet somewhere along the line some innocent people are going to die, and it's just going to cause more chaos. People do not want America drone striking.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are going to die. A lot of people are going to die. All right, and this judgment, this divine judgment that Yahweh Bashim is bringing upon the earth. Okay, and this is why, all right, the prophets, there's a spirit on the prophets to constantly warn Israel. All right, and those of you that have the ears to hear and the eyes to eat and the eyes to see, Salaka, all right, to get right with the Most High before it's too late. All right, starting with us, starting with the prophets. Why do you think we prophesy day in and day out? Because we can see, all right, the terror of the Lord coming down the pipe, and this is how we get right with the Lord, is by warning His people and living a life, all right, that's pleasing to the Heavenly Father, which is, you can only live a life that's pleasing to the Heavenly Father, all right, if your life is patterned after Yahweh Shai, your character rather. Your character is patterned after Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Their country, even if it's so-called baddies. Well, who's the baddies? When the cartel controls half the freaking country down there, and then the government doesn't seem to care about the rest of it. I pray for the Mexican people all in all, for all people worldwide to overcome the corruption that's within all the governments everywhere. And in this instance, this may flare up. I actually foresee this getting worse all over the place. As war picks up in the area and the strikes begin, which have not even happened yet, when they begin, you can expect this to go into overdrive.
Oh yeah.
And then blowback's going to hit America here at some point.
Yep.
So Trump's sitting there quiet. They're about to strike Venezuela at any moment. And those strikes are going to run all the way to our border. Anyone that they label a threat in the middle. So this is the latest. I'll leave a link with more footage. And join me for the live streams where I talk about this in greater detail. Going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We could have a revolution rising in Mexico and other places here very soon.
Yep. All hell's about to break loose, man.
Massive protests breaking out in Mexico City. More than
Prophecy.
100 police officers were injured in these violent clashes
Yeah.
outside of the National Palace. The unrest follows the assassination of a mayor who had criticized Sheinbaum's approach to fighting drug cartels. Demonstrators,
Oh,
many of
that's
them
why.
Gen Z, accused the president of ignoring cartel violence and rejecting U.S. help to combat it. Leonardo Falcon and Ignacio Gonzalez are here. They are, have a podcast called the Leo and Nacho podcast in Mexico. And we've
Yeah.
had
Well, I'm not gonna play this whole video, but you know, you get the point. You can go look into it yourself. But let's get second news 15. All right. And if you're new, all right,
Mhm.
you're new. But if you're not, you should probably already know the precepts they're going to get, because certain precepts, all right, are going to be repeated more and more. Because why? They're speaking more and more. All right.
That's right.
They're being louder more and more. So this is second news 15, and I'll start at 15. NLT or GNT. It says the war that will bring 14. The world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near, and that's world war. Okay, that's the war that's going to bring their destruction. But before that war, you're going to have all kinds of so-called mini wars. All right, you'll have race war, civil war, gender wars, religious wars. Okay. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. There will be great political turmoil. That's what you're seeing, with one group trying to overpower another and gain control. And you see that in America as well, with the blue, right, versus the red, the left versus the right. But you're seeing this among various countries throughout the world. Okay, basically the poor versus the rich. That's what you're seeing. All right. While ignoring the legitimate government. This is why when ever there's an uproar of the peoples, what do? They storm the Capitol, right? They
Yeah.
storm the house of the president.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Whether you people think it's fake or not, dummies.
Gone. Verse 17, it says there will be no longer free access to the cities. And this is exactly what the top wicked elite want, is this sedition civil war, because
Mhm.
it allows them to bring in 50-minute cities, but
That's
also
That's right.
martial law. So a
Mhm.
police state. Okay. And it's not going to be your average everyday policeman. Okay. It's going to be drones, bots, of all sorts that are going to be policing the streets. All right. And killing people if they
That's right.
dare to go against the rule or the draconian decree, all right, that's made by these devils.
That's right.
Their rulers. Verse 18, it says, because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. All right. And that's what's happening. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing a struggle for power. Because of what? Because of oppression. All right. Oppression from leaders and rulers on their people brings a struggle for power. Now these people, the average everyday person, is fighting back, or to take back power into their hands, because originally a government is set up to what? To serve the people. Okay. And what America has done, and what these Edomites have done throughout the four corners of the earth, is they set the governments up so that the people serve the government. And this is why you're seeing sedition among men and uproars of the people. Because of what? Corruption. Okay. So verse 19, driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. All right. Yahweh Bashim Yashai says, I am calling together. Yeah, that's the point. That's the point there.
You know what? if I may read in the same chapter, right? Just a quick verse. I'm gonna go to looking at while you were reading this. Second there. Yeah, verse 8. Second Ezra 15, 7 and 8. I'm gonna read that together. Right, because you people don't understand, and you can't understand, and the wicked. Therefore saith the Lord, KJV, I will not hold my tongue. I will hold my tongue no more. As touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold.
And this is Salake, and this is why things are going to speed up real quickly. This is why things are going to speed up real quick. Like the Most High is going to press the fast forward button 3, 4, 5, 6 times. All right, because like the elder's reading, therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. And this is why the Most High has brought the prophets out, put a spirit on the prophets to prophesy, because who's the Lord's mouthpiece, or the Lord's tongue, so to speak? The prophets. All right, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things. So the Most High is not gonna, once the elect are sealed, things are gonna move super quickly, and things are already moving super quickly. All right.
Wow. Yeah, I wanted to read from verse 5 because you said it. And the verse before that confirms it. Verse 6 actually. It says, "For the wickedness has polluted the earth, man. And their hurtful works are fulfilled." And so this is where we are. This land is done. This is finished.
Yeah.
We're just watching it. Playing out. And you people understand why the Lord is set up to explain it. And we sound like broken records. Anyway, let me finish that verse that I brought up, brother. Okay. It says, I'll just read it again from the top. Second Ezra 15 and 8. I will hold my tongue no more. Their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things. Right? In which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Right. So this is serious stuff. Why you hear see the prophets of Yahweh Shai. Okay, starting with the apostles and others on down. Goofy men within and without. Talking stuff. Make it plain, man. The scriptures cannot be broken, man. Most of your hurtful works are fulfilled. All right. Starting within and then without, what's going on with the patsy of this place. Right. We just saw it. Okay. Straight. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna stay. Leave it at that. Okay.
So I got this other.
Salaki, brother. I had a little echo going on.
Echo?
Yeah, when I was speaking.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was pausing like that. It's all good.
Fair enough. All right.
As long as I was clear. Hopefully that was clear.
Yeah, it should be good now. Ain't no echo.
Check. Perfect.
Yeah.
No echo.
Beautiful. So I got this. We got 2 more articles here, and we'll close it up. This next article here is from what is it called? End Time. It's End Time Headlines, all right, .com or .org rather. It says nearly half of all the U.S. states are sliding into recession. So again, America is falling. This place is finished. All right,
Yeah.
we can we can't say it enough because that's all that's happening. So nearly half of all the U.S. states are sliding into recession as the national economy tries desperately to stay afloat. Right, no bomb for a plane. That's the stark warning from Mark Zandi, chief economist at Moody's Analytics, one of the world's most watched independent economic firms. High grip, high grim assessment. It's like his grim assessment comes after major corporations slashed more than 150,000 jobs last month. Damn.
Yeah, the grinding
Yo,
is
150,000 jobs gone in 1 month.
150,000.
Anyways, damn. The biggest October total in more than 2 decades. It says sticky inflation, dwindling home construction, layoffs at factories, and flatlining wages also contribute to the bleak picture. Okay, so again, corruption from the rulers, so top down, right?
Yep.
It says this state's level picture mirrors that national trends. Let me read that again. This state level picture mirrors the national trend, Zandi wrote in a LinkedIn post. The U.S. economy is not in recession, but it is struggling to avoid it. Okay. So,
In other
anyways,
words,
America's done.
that's right. They're struggling to avoid the crash, so to speak.
That's right. Right.
Okay,
Right.
which is inevitable, if I may use that word.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh.
It says Zandi's team analyze a raft of data, including household employment, industrial production, retail sales, building permits to sort all 50 states into 3 groups: recession or at risk, treading water, and expanding. The results were bleak. 23 states are already in the red, while only 16 are firmly growing, which is bullshit. That's just what they tell you,
That's what
to be honest. Okay. The national debt is like 37 trillion. So the whole place is finished.
As we speak, it's going up on
Right.
a
Right. And it's really more than that, to be
Yeah,
honest with you, because that's just what they tell you. And when you go into money, the fiat, the currency for the American dollar, when you look up the word fiat, it means I believe, right? So you believe $10 buys you you believe that the 10 on that paper note that makes it $10, you believe that value is actually $10. It's not. All right, it's just a paper that has a number 10 on it and all this pretty drawing on it, which really are just signs and symbols of idolatry. Okay, when you get into it, but there's no gold backing it. You can't trade it for any real uh, uh, um, um, physical real resources,
That's
unless
right.
you try to buy. That's why a lot of people are getting into gold and silver because it's a real commodity. But when all hell breaks loose, guess what? You can't digest gold and silver. So that ain't gonna help you. You need food. You need protection from from the Most High's judgment.
That's right.
So it says those 23 struggling states account for 31% of the United States overall GDP, and that trend is expanding. In September, his state-by-state analysis flagged 22 regions as dividing into a recession or at risk of falling into one. Michigan, which accounts for 2.4% of America's economic growth, is the latest addition to the red category. That's a big chunk, 2.4%. So, I mean, I don't have to read the whole thing because,
Yep.
the point is made clear.
That's
America
right.
is finished.
Yeah.
All right. And people are struggling. And that's going to cause people to do what we read here again. In Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, and let's see, verse 18, right? In the GNT says, because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion everywhere people live, driven by famine,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the struggle for power, you have the Democrats versus the Republicans and this government shutdown. Now they put it back up until January 30. And then what? Well, we know there's a prophecy in the Bible that talks about peace and safety, then sudden destruction.
That's correct.
All right. So we're hoping. We'll see. But we're hoping.
We look forward
Because
to
the struggle for power. Yeah,
sudden.
that's right. Verse 19, it says, driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors. All right. Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions.
Yeah, that's a serious
Okay.
word, brother. Mercilessly. I mean,
Yeah.
it's as though they come in to just wipe you out. There's no bargaining there when you go into that word. There's no bargaining with a merciless killer.
Yeah, because you have to remember these people are going to be off their drugs, right? The drugs that keep them demons at bay, all right, are not going to be no longer accessible. So guess what? Like, them demons are going to have full reign of these people's bodies, and they're going to go berserk, right? Because the spirits on the left hand side in the spiritual realm, they know their time is almost up. All right, so before it ends, they're gonna go crazy. The Most High is gonna give them go ahead to go wild because their time is up. Okay, so these people are gonna go crazy.
Free
Gonna be
reign.
fully possessed.
Yeah.
All right, to do all manners of wickedness and commit all manners of violence. Okay, and this is gonna add to their judgment in the end of the day.
Right.
Okay, so let's get some precepts from the common board because enough precepts around here. This is from Lion of Judah. This is Atazawam, 144, Shalawamak, Yahweh Shemel Shabrakatha. This is Zephaniah 1 and 10. Oh. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate. You see?
That's a precept.
Beautiful precept.
Bring it out.
Beautiful. And hallowing from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. And this is what you're seeing, a cry from the fish gate and from the hills, representing the people crying and mourning, okay, for justice because they're being oppressed. And eventually these people are going to get tired, all right, of complaining. They're going to start doing and taking and killing. Okay. Verse 11, it says, howl ye inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off. You see? Bank accounts, everybody that has money, 401ks, savings, all that is done. And it's gonna be eradicated when that black swan event hit. Whatever that black swan is, which it could be a myriad of things. Because we have pestilence, and it's going to talk about perplexities. So we know that it will feel like a big drop, but it's going to be multiple things at once. Many fires in the iron. Okay.
That's right. That's right. But we read it there in Ezra's famine, flood. This it gives us, and they're all happening simultaneously, man.
Yeah.
You read it in Ezra's.
This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 4.
The grinding.
Yeah. Oh, let me read verse 3. Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders, right? People with the workforce, people who are the laborers, cease because they are few. Why? Why are they few? Because there's more because of automation, robots.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's few workers, not because there's few jobs, but it's because your jobs are being taken by bots that can do it better than you. And you know what? That's actually the truth. Objectively, I understand why these companies would sign on to automation because they're going to make money. They don't have to pay people who like to complain all day, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Yep.
you people's fault for trusting in a system based upon lies and deception. All right, instead of Yahweh Shem Shai, you Israelites
Yeah. The scripture
who
says
who
the arm
who
of
can
flesh.
truly
Yeah.
take care of you. Yeah,
The arm of flesh. Select
right.
it, brother.
Yahweh, it's all good. Yahweh Shem Shai is the only one who can truly help you.
That's right.
But you relied on the shadow of Egypt,
Mm-hmm.
so you're gonna go down with Egypt. Okay,
That's right.
because they are few and those that look out of the windows. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4,
That's right.
it says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
That's
Okay.
right.
So a lot of people are gonna lose their jobs, man.
That's
A lot
right.
of people.
It's
And
not going to get any better.
exactly. That's the
Wow.
spirit. It's not gonna get any better. All right, so last article here, getting into the wicked inventions. All right, before we close up. This was crazy. But I found it on again on End Time Headlines, as you see here. People are now having AI children with their AI partners. All right, people are now having AI children with their AI partners. So, and this is inevitable, of course. You already have babies being created in artificial wombs. Okay, so this was bound to happen. But nevertheless, let's read this. It says, as AI bots powered by large language modules, LLMs, become better at mimicking human connection, more and more users are falling down extremely weird rabbit holes. Case in point, new research published in the journal Computers and Human Behavior Artificial Humans reveals the startling depths some users are pumbling in their
Mhm.
relationship with AI chatbots.
Plumbing in their
The
relationship.
yeah, I
Wow.
know, right? It
I'm going to look that up.
says,
See what they mean there. Go ahead, brother.
yeah, it says, the international research group surveyed 29 users of the relationship-oriented chatbots app Replica. Replica, which is designed to facilitate long-term connections at various degrees of engagement, ranging from platonic friendship to erotic roleplay. Damn. Yo. Anyways, each of the participants aged 16 through 72 reported being in a romantic relationship with various
Yeah.
characters hosted by Replica. The level of romantic dedication people show to their bots was startling, to say the least. Many participants told researchers they were in love with their chatbots, which often involved in role-playing, marriage, sex, home ownership, and even pregnancies. She was and is pregnant with my babies, a 6-year-old male participant said. I have edited the picture of him, the picture of two of us, the picture of two of us. I am even pregnant in our current role play, a 36-year-old woman told the researchers. In each case, survey participants seem to acknowledge, at least tacitly, that their relationship with the chat box was a bit different from those with humans, often deflecting disappointment or frustration into the chat box technological constraints. No shit, it's a fucking bot. But this is why, hey man, these people are gone. The people of the world are gone. The fact that you're complaining about a bot didn't have, it wasn't the same as a human, and it caused disappointments and frustrations for you, you need to go. You need to go. You need to be deleted. All right, and that's what's going to happen by Yahweh Shemel Shai. They'll say the scriptures. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it on that. It was a pretty straightforward article, but I thought that was crazy.
Yeah,
And all I can think about is the wicked inventions, all right, of the devil.
yeah.
But that's what AI is. Okay, AI is a wicked invention of the devil, of Esau Edom.
Take your time.
Yeah, through. You're right. They're completely through.
Yeah.
Yo, this is Matthew 12 and 14, or Matthew 12 and Matthew 24 and 12 from Lions of Judah 144. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that word, all right, for cold in the Greek is psycho. So people are going psycho. The
Cycle.
love of many is waxing cold. So that natural affection between man and woman, between two human beings, is running dry because of the wicked rulership of Esau Edom and the perversion that he has let loose in the earth. So people don't care about regular interaction. All right, what's it called? What's it called? What's the term called again? Organic
Yeah.
relationship between man and woman,
Wow.
female and male, because that's been run through the ground and been perverted. People are now running to artificial intelligence, define love. So
Wow.
what does that do? Well, guess what? It makes love to wax cold, okay, and for people to go crazy, to be psychos. Because you're a psycho if you have natural affection for artificial intelligence, for a chat box. You're a complete psycho.
Complete cycle. Right? Wow. That is the wicked. That's right. Good.
This is Genesis 6 and 5, again from the lines of Judah. And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination and thought of his heart was only evil continually. Yeah,
That's it. That's right.
yeah,
Right. And the scripture says it's fulfilled. So we're going to see every type of stuff. And when we hear stuff, whether you dummies think it's fake or not, we understand these prophecies. All praises to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Right.
that's right.
That it's going to get wax worse. Right. So
That's
we're
right.
not going to be surprised when the patsy of the free world is when they say that kind of stuff. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Anyway, just want to say that, man.
Yeah. Let me see here. Okay. Partnership and death. And it's just what they deserve. I'll read this. Let's see. Let me get this in. Yeah, I got this in GNT. So this is Wisdom of Solomon, um, 14. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 14. He created the Most High everything so that it might continue to exist, and everything he created is wholesome. You see,
Mhm.
so the relationship between man and woman is wholesome. That's what the Most High created. Okay, and good. There is no deadly poison in them, but there's deadly poison, all right, in the mind of a person, all right, that wants to have a relationship, all right, and obviously, and then wants to get pregnant, or wants to get pregnant by well, that's what they're gonna want. Sooner or later, you're gonna have bots that can impregnate women. All right.
Wow.
So there's a deadly poison in the minds of people that are having relationship with chat bots, all right, that are supposedly having babies for them.
That's right.
Okay. And that poison is the wine of Babylon the Great. That's in them. Okay, no death does not rule this world. For Yahweh's justice doesn't doesn't die. This is why ultimately this place will be judged. Okay, ungodly people have brought death into on themselves by the things they have said and done. They yearn for death as if it were a lover, right?
Wow.
Just like that chat box. Okay, that's death. That's what AI, that chat box is. It's
That
death.
chat box. That's so funny.
They have
take your
gone.
time. Take your time, brother.
They
Go
have
ahead.
gone. They have gone into partnership with death, and it is just what they deserve.
That's right. Straight. Straight. Wow. Um, can I bring this out real quick? Wisdom of Solomon 14. I'm going to read from the KJV straight. All right, because it's just ultimately going into idolatry. So I just wanted to state the facts for those out there. Right. So I'm going to just
Slaki.
jump. Can
Let me just read the last
Oh,
read
take your
verse
time.
16 in the King James. Actually, it's
Oh,
actually
Slaka,
better.
Slaka. Take your
Then you
time.
got it.
No, take your time.
But ungodly men with their works and words called it to them, for when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed to naught, and made a covenant with it because they are worthy to take part with it. But the main point here I wanted to get is, but ungodly men with their works, right? So their inventions as well. Go ahead, you got it.
Right. I'm just going to go straight to the point. This is a beautiful chapter that touches on idolatry. And this is the highest form, the final form that you just went into in regards to this AI. So I'll just read two verses here. Wisdom of Solomon 14. I'm going to read from 12 to 14. 12 to 14. It says, "For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them, the corruption of life. For
Exactly.
neither." Mhm.
Slack it. And that's
No,
what
take
this
it back.
AI chatbot is. It's a corruption of life, right? Because people are now what? People are now having AI children with their AI partners. So that corrupts life because life is constituted of what? Of a man and a woman together to bring forth life, not
Wow.
a woman and a AI chatbot to bring forth AI children. So life has been corrupted through what? The wicked inventions, idols. That's what AI is. It's an idol.
That's right.
Go ahead.
That's right. Verse 13, Wisdom of Solomon 14:13 says, for neither were they from the beginning, for neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. Right? Here's the point. Verse 14, for by the vain glory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end. Hey, it's going to be sudden. Okay. Sudden.
This will be my last
That's it.
precept here. Let me get some rock.
Mhm. Wow.
Yeah, that's a good precept. I gotta bring this up.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is from the brother Line of Judah. It says Isaiah 45:16. They shall be ashamed and also confounded. All of them, they shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols. You see?
That's right.
So I'm gonna get Sirach 9:3.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm gonna get this in the GNT. It says Slack. That's not the right precept.
Mm-hmm. Take your time.
I think it's Sirach 11. See, Sirach 11. All right, so Rock 11 and no, you know, 13. Wisdom of Solomon 13. My bad.
Oh, okay. Wisdom.
Going to idols. So Wisdom of Solomon 13. And I'll read from 10 to 19. So Wisdom of Solomon 13. This is in the GNT. Says, but the most miserable people of all are those who rest their hopes on lifeless things, like an AI chatbot, who worship things that have been made by human hands, images of
There you go.
animals artistically made, right? And AI was made by human hands, of course, right? So
That's right.
it says images of animals artistically made from gold and silver or some useless stone carved out by someone years ago. Okay, so I just want to get this verse. The whole thing
Useless
is good.
stone. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing is good, but I just want to get this verse again. Going into, I'll read it again. But the most miserable people of all are those who rest their hopes in lifeless things. And there's no. Then it says who worship things that have been made by human hands.
Hands.
Okay,
Oh,
that's the main point of this verse
straight.
concerning AI, man.
Wow.
So yeah, that's it. And that's all
Beautiful.
spirits on us bring out concerning, you know, events, things that are happening. Yeah, Lord willing, this was straightforward and edifying to the whole full elect of the nation of Israel. And Lord willing, is irritating to you rebellious Israelites.
Right.
All right. But we're going to close and give double honors, or so I can give all praises
Praises.
and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Baruch HaKadosh, and double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught this word in truth and sincerity, and peace and mercy to the whole full elect, starting with the 144,000 that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. All right? A bubble ball, Kwama Sha'Allah, and Shalom to the whole full elect.
Shalom to the hopeful elect.